United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The prayer today is from President Ronald Reagan, December 1986, message on the observance of Christmas. May our prayers this Christmas call forth that serenity of the heart and confidence in the future, that are best of all possible gifts. May the song of our people be one of thanks for God's blessing on America and the petition for his continued blessing upon us, especially on those who face this Christmas in want or loneliness. Amen.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy holidays. Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to make a public comment to connect it to anything on the agenda? Okay. Okay, with that, I'll move on to item number 2, reporting on the financials for December 18th. There was an appropriations transfer from probate court's general fund into their OPERS account, and the clerk of courts in the certificate of title and admin fund salaries and OPERS accounts to get through final payments. There's also an appropriations transfer from the building department to move money into their contract services account for some needed encumbrance increases. And that's all for that item. Moving on to number 3. Items that have been approved on December 15th for the Department of Water Resources. I accept the resignation of Joseph Clark, equipment operator, number 2353, to be effective January 2nd, 2026. I also concurred with the Hampden Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by State Route 608 LLC, located at 9165 Old State Road, parcel 15-102577 in Hampden, Ohio, OCT NEW 10010290-1. I also concurred with the Newberry Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Ariano II LLC, located at 11110 Kinsman Road, Unit 8, Newberry, Ohio, OCT NEW 1008941-1. On December 18th, I approved for the Department on Aging an unpaid medical leave of absence for Mindy Hudek, Information and Referral Assistant, during the period December 3rd, 2025 through December 23rd, 2025 for up to 120 hours for time not covered by accrued sick and vacation leave. I also approved the promotion of Robert Carter to the position of McFarland Wastewater Treatment Plant Supervisor, number 2301, to be effective January 4th, 2026, at the rate of $36.70 per hour. That's a WR8 Step 2 with a 180-day probationary period. I also concurred with the Chester Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Compadres Grill the 8th Incorporated, located at 8389 Mayfield Road, Suite A8-A13 in Chesterland, Ohio, OCT TRFO 10001795-1. I also concurred with the Troy Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Jack's Tea and Tap LLC, located at 13768 Main Market Road, Troy, Ohio, OCT TRFO 10009958-1. And just a follow-up from an action that was approved on December 16th, we did approve and execute the service contract for Guardian Alarm Company so that we can proceed with fire alarm monitoring services for the courthouse. So thank you for that last week. And that's all I have pending any questions.
That was a lot.
I know, apologies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we combine 4 and 5?
Sure.
Okay. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes for the meeting of September 30th, 2025 and October 7th, 2025.
Christy, those include my
Correct.
revisions? Okay. I move to approve 4 and 5.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Brady? Aye. Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Morning, Commissioners. Adrian Gorton with the Commissioner's Office. Today's financials include a supplemental appropriations from the Commissioner's miscellaneous capital transfers out account in preparation for a cash transfer to the Building Improvements Fund. There are various appropriations, transfers, and supplemental appropriations and de-appropriations to adjust accounts and funds to balance for final invoices and payroll to year end, including the Common Pleas Court, JFS, Law Library, and the Sheriff. There's a cash transfer from the general fund to the Building Improvements Fund to provide partial funding of planned projects for 2026. There are vouchers. Among the vouchers are $11,949 from the Commissioner's Office to CCAO, CEAO for 2026 membership dues. $40,075.93 from the Sheriff's Office to Hall Public Safety for the conversion of a Social Security vehicle to a patrol car and an upfitment of 2 new K-9 patrol units. And finally, there's a revenue decertification for JFS in their Workforce Development Fund for money that they will not receive in 2025.
Second.
Any more discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Thank you very much.
Morning, Rick.
Good morning, Rick Lamer,
Chip.
Airport Authority, and Chip S.
Morning.
The Airport Authority is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 25-220, authorizing the President of the Geauga County Airport Authority Board to execute and submit the application to the Ohio Department of Transportation for fiscal year 2026 Ohio Airport Improvement Program for the supplemental grant program for a proposed Hangar 2 door replacement project with a project estimate of $8,700 for the local match.
Did you provide that draft application that will be submitted?
We're still completing it, and we will provide that as soon as it's together.
Okay.
We were waiting on your approval before we can complete the application.
So we're, just so I understand, so we're approving you submitting the application, but we
Submitting
don't
it.
review the application before you submit the application?
Not typically.
Okay. And then who will pay for the local share?
We're requesting the county commissioners pay the local share, and that the $800,000 that you did provide to us last year, there are items that are ineligible, and our goal is to have enough left over from that money to pay for the ineligible items.
Okay, so when you say the ineligible cost, you're talking about that $30,000, 178?
Correct.
Okay. So you're requesting that we pay the 8,700, but you're saying your hope is that we don't pay the 30-ish grant?
Well, the total, I mean, there's 3 different projects.
I understand, but we're
Yeah.
talking about the first
All
one
right,
now,
the first
right?
one is 87, yes, local share. And then the demo, the ODOT for some reason won't cover demos. So when you take an old roof off, they're calling that a demo. So that we will pick that up, provided we have money left from the T-Hanger project.
Okay. And then what's your plan to generate additional revenue in 2026? And when I say additional, I don't mean, the same revenue you generated this year. Like, how are you going to generate more revenue?
We raised rents 10%.
Okay.
We raised fuel prices, or reduced the
Tenant discount.
tenant discount.
Okay.
And also, we're going to have the new T-Hanger is going to come online this spring. The metal building's supposed to be delivered in February. So we'll have a new building come springtime that will be new revenue.
Okay. And what's your wait list right now for hangars?
As of yesterday, we had 46 people on it.
That sounds like you could increase your rents more than 10% to me.
I don't think that's possible.
Well, I mean, it's just simple supply and demand, right? So right now, folks want more. I mean, if you have a wait list of 46, that means there's 46 people that want a space.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could increase your rent, and then some of those people will leave, and then you'll have a shorter wait
People that
list.
have been removed from the wait list, who have been offered space, didn't accept it because the rents were already too high.
But you
And
still
we're
46
a little
people.
bit higher than most of the other airports around.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like we're talking past each other. I mean, but you still have 46 people on your wait list. That seems like a lot to me.
It is a lot. because people would like to be here, but
Yeah.
there aren't places opening up, so that list
Right.
turns over
10%
quite
is
a
a big
bit.
raise.
Okay.
10%, and we've had pushback from many tenants,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a annual review, like we always have.
Okay, understood. Yeah, I mean, I'm not comfortable approving something where I haven't seen the application. And it seems like it's due at the end of the year, right? So it should
Yeah.
be more or less done at this point.
This just came out in the last 30 days,
We're
made aware of
scrambling
all
to
this.
get it
I mean,
together.
This is a last minute, ODOT FAA type, get her done yesterday kind of thing.
Yeah,
And how did this come about from ODOT? Did they have
They-
leftover money or something, or?
This was a new program.
Just announced to us in late October.
Yeah.
but I mean, it seems like we're always scrambling with you guys. Have you noticed that? Like, there's always like a deadline that we're up against. It's your deadline.
We don't make the deadlines.
We don't make the deadline.
FAA and ODOT make the deadlines.
Yeah, but, I mean-
We just had a meeting 2 weeks ago that gave us what we had to do to fill out the application. I mean, we're trying to save the county $200,000.
I think that it's, I understand some of the concerns with the whole part of this as far as, the timing and everything, but, I'm looking at it, while I was reviewing it, we're paying $6,500 towards one roof, for the T-Hanger 4, for a project that's $58,000, and then we're paying $6,500 for T-Hanger 5 roof, which is another $58,500. And then we're paying $8,700 for the doors that are $78,000. So at the end of the day, I mean, that's, I wish I could have gotten my hanger doors for that price. So, it's an incredible deal, and I understand the whole part of the, and we've always had it where you guys we've given you the green light to apply, and we've, it's been pretty much, you guys handle it, submit it to your APA for review, and then you submit it, and right, it's always been like that, and.
If we made the schedule, we wouldn't be here the last minute.
But
Right.
they don't have an APA. They have outside counsel.
Right. They have
So that's-
outside counsel that reviews there, because according to with the prosecutor's office, there would be a conflict of
Right.
them representing
But
the two.
I bring that up because their attorney has different motivations than the prosecutor's office would be in reviewing a contract. So we are not given that same ability to review the application.
But I think that their motivation is to improve the airport and to be able to save the taxpayers dollars and to improve things based on the grants that they get and try to improve it. And I just know over the course of all the years that we've been here, we have gotten out to a point also that we're actually being offered more because of the fact that we have continued to take advantage of some of these programs, whereas before, if you remember, I mean, we were kind of like always dead last to getting money, and the money that we got was virtually nothing because it was just the matter of growing to that level, and they've done a great job to be able to, get us to that point, and I don't know if their attorney has a different, I think that, I think that their attorney is looking at just the, crossing the T's and dotting the I's of what's on the substance of the application to submit it, right? And I, and I've had this conversation, with Bridie multiple times too, as her role in what she reviews and how she does things, and it's always been, very honorable and very professional. And, I guess the thing that we gotta really, maybe the bigger discussion is that, and I've, in, almost 14 years of being commissioner here, I've never seen the amount of, back and forth with the airport. And I'm not questioning the questions that are asked of them sometimes, but I think that maybe we need to really look at the whole process is that, we've got volunteers that are putting their time into to sitting on that board that we've entrusted to be representing the airport, that if it's something that we always Monday morning quarterback, then, you know, we need to look at other options, because I know, you know, I come to enough of the meetings to be educated on what you guys are doing, and to be transparent, so that I know what the left and right is doing. But if it's something that, you know, like everybody's part-time, including Rick, maybe we look at funding, you know, the additional dollars to be able to have somebody specifically on the airport that we have within our own, you know, within our own house here, of putting these grants together, that would be able to focus on that. Because I know you guys are trying your best, right? And you're doing the best that you could do. And I hate it when you guys are coming in here and kind of taking a little bit of a licking, and you guys keep on ticking, you know? And I think that there's, you know, I respect you guys tremendously, and I think that you guys do a good job. And I understand too the risk of losing these kind of grants, because the prices you cannot compete with. You know, if we had to pay for it ourselves, we couldn't do it.
So time out, I guess. But from what you said, I mean, there's a method to do what you're saying, and that is to dissolve the airport board, and then for us to take it over. And if you make that motion, I'll second it.
Well, I think that it would be a discussion, because I think that if we feel that this is that broke, which I can't see, and I would never make that motion, because I've seen what the board has done over all these years, I wouldn't support that action. But I think that there's a discussion of something else to say, if we can't get to a point where, you know, with all these applications and stuff, that I think that we need to maybe look at hiring somebody else then to be the liaison between the airport and us, that gives them some additional assistance in doing some of this stuff, because there's a lot of moving parts down there, and they're trying their best, and everybody is volunteer, you know. And I think that they have one goal, and that's to just try to continue to better the operation. And my goal too is to see that it's bettered. And when an opportunity like this, you know, presents itself at that kind of a dollar and cents to make those kinds of improvements, we would be fools to not take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two different things going on. So my issue today is a process one, which is if I am authorizing you to submit an application, I need to see the application. So that's just a pure process issue. And and that's not picking on the airport. I mean, I require that from everyone else that would come before us with the same request. And then I think there's also a separate issue, which is a policy one, and that is, from my perspective, the people using the airport should pay for the airport. And so, you know, we disagree on that policy, but I don't even get there today because of the process. And I mean, I feel like, you know, a lot of the conflict that's occurred this year is because, like, administratively, you are unprepared to come to the commissioners.
So I guess with that being said, you know, as far as a motion, and I know the timing is an issue of it, you know, do you feel that we could get a copy of that application brought in?
I can get that to you as soon as we've got it complete.
Yeah, so I would make a motion as it's written here to proceed with this, and then, you know, send us over a copy, or have your attorney send us over a copy of it. So that would be my motion that I would put on the table.
Is that for just 7, or are you doing 7 through 9?
I would do 7 through 9,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I'll second that motion to make the process a little bit better and pleasing. Is there any more discussion?
I mean, I would just point out that we could table this, and then they could provide the application, and they'd still have time and we could approve it at our next meeting, and they'd still have time to submit it by the deadline.
Except that part of that application is your approval.
Well, right. I mean, I understand that one page of the application would be missing, but we could see the rest of the application before we approve the application. I mean, I think we're doing things backwards
Can you
right
email
now.
the application over to this afternoon?
I will see if I can. I've got a full schedule today.
Make the Christmas miracle.
I will, I have a tendency to do
And
that.
just remember, this is an application. Once we get approved for the funding, there's gonna be an actual final document that I'm sure we'll have time to look at with the attorneys. So, you know, this needs to get done. I mean, we're trying to save $200,000.
Oh, I know. If you add up 7, 8, and 9, the commissioner's share would be 21,700, and ODOT would provide 195,300.
Correct.
Yeah, but there's also that $30,000 that they may or may not pay for
I
for
think-
those ineligible costs, just to be clear. So, I mean, we could be on the hook for almost, what, $52,000?
I think with the $800,000 that we donated for the project, there's gonna be money left over to cover that $30,000, and you guys could put that in writing.
And Jim, as you know, I mean, I think you said in a meeting, the change orders happen.
Oh,
And
yes.
we're not done with that building yet.
Right.
We think we've got everything accounted for, but we're trying to build it on the conservative side.
All right, let's call the question.
Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
No.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bah humbug.
The elf on the shelf heard you say that.
Thank you, guys.
It didn't explode, so there is a line for a vote on these. So sign it and then put your vote on it.
My name's spelled right now.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And they're in the right order.
What's that?
And they're in the right order.
Morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Jessica Bold, Department on Aging. The first item on the agenda is regarding our bid for legal services for older adults. We did go to bid for legal services for older adults. It was advertised November 13th and the 20th in the Maple Leaf, as well as on the county website. We had our opening on December 3rd. We had one respondent. That was Schraff Thomas Law LLC for legal services. What we did was we went out for a 5-year bid for legal services. We went for a total of 3,990 hours. That approximates 798 hours annually. They came back for a total of $428,007.30 with a tiered rate of service at $101.03 for 2026 and 27, $106.06 for the year 2028, $101.03 for 29, and $116.03 for the year 20 and 30. They do receive federal funding for elder care services through the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, which is why they are able to provide a reduced rate for service. The first item on the agenda is when they did bid, there was an irregularity in their bid guarantee. While we asked for a 5% of the entire bid bond, they did do a 5% of 1 year of service as opposed to the entire bid. So we are asking the board.
I'm sorry, Jessica, could you repeat that, what the irregularity was again?
The irregularity was, we had asked for a 5% bid guarantee for the entire 5-year amount. What they provided was 5% of 1 year of service.
I got it.
So we are asking to waive the irregularity in the amount of the bid guarantee of the bond provided by Schraff Thomas LLC for legal services for older adults.
Okay, you discussed this with the prosecutor's office. I
We
assume.
did, yes, it is something the board can do.
And can you just briefly describe the program a bit and how it's funded?
Absolutely. So it is local levy funded. What we are doing is elder care services, about 3 hours an individual. We're looking to do wills, transfer on deaths, domestic guardianship, kinship issues, landlord-tenant issues with clients, estate matters. So it is brief legal matters for elder care services.
I'm going to approve number 10.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
And number 11 would be to award the bid to Schraff Thomas Law LLC for the Legal Services for Older Adults Program for 3,990 hours for the period of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st of 2030, not to exceed the amount of $428,007.30.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay, the second item on the agenda is our grant award from the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. We are the recipient of $568,000 for Older American Act services. We are receiving $130,000 for social services, $170,000 for medical transportation, $70,000 for our adult day service transportation vouchers and scheduling, $26,000 for our evidence-based health promotion classes for Matter of Balance, $12,000 for our diabetes classes, and $160,000 for our adult daycare program. I do want to point out in the contract that I worked very closely with Laura LaChapelle on. They were resistant to change 2 areas of the contract she recommended. So when she did sign the contract, she wrote overridden, and I just wanted to bring that to your attention. We do feel that the gain of the grant funding is greater than the issues. They did refuse to remove the indemnification section in 19.1, which is the hold harmless. However, they are giving us a large amount of fundings. They are not providing a direct service for us.
But is it legal for us to approve a contract with indemnification?
So technically, ORC 307.901
Yeah.
states that it should not be in the contract. However, the indemnification section starts, and I will read it directly here from section 19, to the extent permitted by law is how the sentence begins.
Okay.
So I have my 307.901 here. Technically, a county, it states receiving goods or services, and if we are looking at a grant as goods, it says even if an indemnification is in a contract, it is null and void.
Okay. All right, so it kind of doesn't matter in a way.
The second area is about termination, which is all about if we are doing our work overseas. She wanted the provision removed that they can, we are responsible to recover, they can recover liquidated damages from us if we do our work overseas in the amount of 25% of the value of the agreement. They would not remove that provision. However, the services that we are going to provide will not be done outside of the United States of America. So those are the 2 areas that they would not remove, and I wanted
But
the
if they
board to-
put that in, it's because somebody did that.
Someone
You know what
did
I
it.
mean? They put that in because
Someone
there was a
did it.
history of something happening and, okay. So the services that you're being paid for
Yes.
through this grant, I mean, are these things you more or less would be providing regardless of the grant funding? Or is there anything you're maybe adding on that you wouldn't otherwise?
Yes, so these were local levy funded programs, and we were able to get them funded. So
Yeah.
we worked very hard to add a little additional compliance measures to get them funded. So our medical transportation, we were able to add some compliance measures with forms, with getting our vehicles inspected greater, and get that program funded. Our adult daycare was not funded when I first came in. We were able to add care plan meetings, assign our clients social workers, and we were now able to get that program funded. So we were able to maybe expand some of our current programs to now be eligible for the federal funding.
Got it. And then last question, and this really has nothing to do with my approval of this.
Oh, sure.
But there's like a proclamation for the governor in there about the war in Ukraine. What does that have to do with anything? Is that a?
I can't answer that. There was, last year, there was also a proclamation about not doing business with Russia during
Yeah,
our
that's what
contracts
it
as
was,
well.
right,
Yes.
yeah, okay. So they just threw that in there?
They do throw that in there.
Okay, all right, got it. We're not gonna do business with Russia.
Or Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yep.
These services.
And we do not do that either.
I didn't know if you were just putting that in there to see if
Nope.
I was paying attention.
Nope.
I passed the test.
Well, how about Poland and Hungary? Where do they fall?
At this time, we are not. You know, we strictly stay to Geauga County because our local match, we are required to do a cash match with all of these. For our Alzheimer's program, it is 25%. For our other programs, it is 15% cash match. And because that is the taxpayers' local levy dollars, Geauga County, we do all of our services to Geauga County residents. So that's why we're staying in the United States in Geauga County.
Good answer.
I mean, you just never know what we're gonna ask you, Jessica. All right, I move to approve item number 12.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you. You have a Merry Christmas. Happy
You
holidays.
too. Thank you, Jessica.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning again. Adrian Gordon with the Commissioner's Office, Tate Anderson, Senior Consultant for Maximus. So ever since I've been with the county, we've had cost allocation in the county. It's a requirement according to federal guidelines and regulations that in order to get federal grants, the county has to have a cost allocation program. So Maximus has been doing it for a long time for Geauga County with some new blood coming onto the board and stuff. I wanted to have Tate come out and just kind of briefly talk about the history of it, why we need to do it, how we've done it, and what the future looks like, and give you guys and ladies the opportunity to ask any questions if you have them about the cost allocation. So with that, I will turn it over to Tate Anderson.
All right, thank you very much. Maximus has been around doing this for counties for the past 50 years. That's part of our financial services division. The division got involved in the Central Services Indirect Cost Allocation Plan at its inception. As Adrian had mentioned, a lot of talk this is back in the mid-70s, there was a recognition that counties are providing a lot of support to these already federally funded programs, these enterprise funds, various factions that have money already coming in, and we're using general fund dollars to support them. So everybody, long story short, did a little research on it. Everybody came to the agree and said, the county deserves to get some reimbursement, but how do we do that? So that's where the cost allocation plan comes into play. We look at the specific budgets within those departments, your central services departments. So the commissioners, we look at how you administer insurances. Most are on your insurance plans, the county's insurance plans. Look at your budget preparation, approval. We look at the auditor's office, how they process everybody's payroll on the accounting system. So there's no set number, that's out there that you can go back and charge them. So that's where we come in and we go through the financials and we put a number to those services that the county's providing.
Yeah, at the beginning of every year, there's about 4 different reports that I send him for everything that the county has spent. And it's organized in a certain way, and then Tate takes that information and plugs it into his formulas in order to come up with what the cost allocation is. So
yeah, a lot of the allocation is going to be based on employee headcounts, activity as far as transactions, total expenditures, because those are the services that the county's providing are based around the operational support of the employees and just their budgets and so forth. So that's where those reports are very important, and they're the backbone of how we derive the costs.
What do we pay you a year?
I believe it's 11,000, and with that being said, in the parameters of
that's what it's actually 13,000.
Oh, I'm sorry,
right now.
13.
Yeah,
Okay.
13, yeah.
But as part of the process, that cost is considered a professional service that is an allowable cost that can be allocated back through. So
I see this scam.
I didn't.
That's tricky. That's tricky.
It's just good to have in your back pocket, as far as I'm concerned.
Make everyone pay for it. Yeah, I got it. Does your company do anything else, or is this your main?
We
This financial service division is a snippet of what Maximus is. We're
Okay.
a global company, do health and human services. That's our big chunk that we do overseas. But financial services is big throughout the United States. And as far as the cost plan as well, I've been with the company 17 years now. I've been on with doing Geauga's cost plan the entire time, as well as
How many counties in the state of Ohio do you service?
we're 77. I believe we just got 78.
Okay.
So, and I believe the other 10 to 11, they do it in-house, attempt to, but
So it's bigger counties are the ones that don't work with you?
I
or-
do a lot in Southern Ohio. So we do big, small, so we do them all. Counties obviously would like to have the third party come in,
Yeah.
so there's no discrepancy on, some internal, bickering, for lack of better terms, within the county. But the cost plan it's more than just reimbursements for the commissioners. We do a lot of the courts' Title 4D contracts. Even if we don't do them, we do them for other counties. A lot of counties do their own 4D contracts between the courts and child support. But they use the indirect costs from our report. So they do contact me directly for our report to use for their contracts. So it goes beyond just commissioner's reimbursement.
And Maximus is the CCAO recommended consultant for doing cost allocations within the state of Ohio. So we are, and I believe it might have been Galloway County maybe that you guys just recently got, because that was, we're gonna be putting this out for request for proposal next year. And I got the paperwork for that from Galloway County, who had just recently put that out to bid, so. But technically, Maximus is considered a consultant, and consultants are exempted from the competitive bidding process according to the ORC, but the prosecutor's office felt it was beneficial for us to bid this out, so, get proposals.
Do you have any competitors?
We've had a few appear in the past. To be honest with you, they were former Maximus employees. They are all out of state.
Need a better NDA, I think.
Well, it's kept them, as long as they're out of state. I personally, like I said, been on your services for the past 17 years. I'm right up 44 in Mentor. So I'm always happy to come down and, meet with you face to face like we are today. I've been doing about 24 counties per year for those all 17 years. So I've gathered a lot of information from all factions, as I said, big, small, a lot in Southern Ohio, Western Ohio, go all over the place.
Do you service Delaware County?
Our company does, I do not personally, yes.
Okay. A similar population.
Yeah, I do Wood County, so they're probably similar as well.
Okay.
We did actually bid this out again at one time, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. And we did have a company come in that looked like they were gonna be good, but really the detail and the that goes into Maximus's cost allocations were paled in comparison, this other one versus what Maximus delivers. So it's, and you guys get that cost allocation plan as a bound
Binder,
document. Yeah, so you can just leaf through there and see how detailed and complete that cost allocation is, so. All to meet the federal guidelines for those, so.
Yes, and I'd like to present this to you when we're all said and done here. It shows what the recovery costs have been over the past 3 years, and it's significant. But these federal programs, Jobs and Family Services, they're not just taking this hit. They can take what they're being charged by the county and submit that back to the state for additional reimbursement.
Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jake.
Can I leave this information?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
It's you got copies for everybody?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Item number 14, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve the meeting schedule for 2026.
This is included in the packet, but you have copies, or if you would like to just take a quick glance at it.
Yeah, it looked fine to me. I know there's one meeting where Christy and I will both be out of town that's highlighted. I mean, I think my suggestion is we just keep it on the schedule, and just in case there's anything pressing. But I know that I cannot be here, and it's not that big of a deal, but Christy not being here is kind of a deal breaker probably, so.
Okay.
So I just typically try to get your approval for the schedule for next year. It includes all of the days moved around any holidays, the processing financials with the auditor's office. So then we can get the schedule out for the whole year, and it's good for planning for all the departments.
You need a motion to approve?
Yep, please.
Okay, so I'll move to approve the meeting schedule for 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
All right. And then I will get those out to everyone. The next item on there is your board discussion. And I actually put this on here. We received applications for fair housing, revolving loan, and local revolving loan fund committees and planning commission. And all of those applications were compiled and sent to all of you. Just trying to circle back to see if you're ready to move forward or you want to have a little bit more time, where you are on that.
I'm ready to move forward today if everyone else is.
Yeah, I had looked over the planning commission because I know that today was their last meeting that they were going to do, and I looked over all the applications, and all of them were pretty interesting and appealing. I had put down for Gary Neola, he's our current president, chairman there.
He's not.
Or I'm sorry, he's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, he would just changed over,
He's
but
Mr. Boris.
right. But he was acting as our chair, and has been very involved and just always seems to really have a lot of interest in the meetings and calls me regularly actually of just different things and different ideas. Lee Imhoff, he's within the zoning over in Troy Township, and then Tim Surek has with the Farm Bureau background. I think that's something that I think having representation with agriculture there was somebody that I thought had some good good information on his application. So I don't know if anybody has anything different.
I agree with Mr. Imhoff. I agree about as far as the Farm Bureau representation too. I had Mr. Rogish listed,
Okay.
who's the current Farm Bureau president
Okay.
for Geauga County, and then my other choice was Mr. Misak. He's like a real detailed, focused guy, and led some charges against the West G school board ballot or the levy on there, and just had real focus to detail that I was very impressed with. So those were my three choices for a planning commission. Commissioner DeWark, did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, Bob Rogish from the Farm Bureau. We haven't had somebody from agriculture
Yeah.
for a number of years. Lee Lumhoff, his specialty is business, and a NESOP person I'm very comfortable
Okay, so you agree with my slate
Yeah.
then? Okay, so I'll move to approve Mr. Imhoff, Mr. Mesock, and Mr. Rogish for the 3 positions on the Planning Commission.
Second.
with. Any more discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
I,
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
so I'd say we go to revolving loan fund next, because that's the easiest one. So there's 4 people that applied and there's 5 positions, so let's rock and roll with those.
All 4, yes.
Yeah, so I've got Ms. Mansfield, Mr. Heslop, Mr. Como, and Mr. Vaji. Sorry, yes, I'm sorry if I butchered their names.
I'll second that.
Hold on one second. I'm just trying to get names. You said Como?
Yeah, Mr. Como, Mr. Vaji, V-A-J-I.
Oh, Mr. Vagi?
Vaj,
It's Jeff Vagi.
okay.
Yes.
I bet he got picked on in school.
And then Mr. Heslop
And Ms. Mansfield,
and Mansfield.
yeah.
Okay.
That's your motion.
Yes.
I seconded it.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
And then for fair housing, we had 5 applicants for 4 positions. One of the applicants, Mr. Como, we just gave him the revolving loan fund. So my recommendation would be we drop him from the fair housing and give the other folks those positions. So I think he just, he's a young guy, this Mr. Como, and I think he just wanted to get involved somehow in the county. So by being on the revolving loan fund, he'll be able to get his feet wet in public service.
Yeah, and I think too, he had applied also for planning, so.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Any discussion?
So that would be Miss Rondini, Miss Delara, Miss Farrell, and Miss Clemson then are the 4 other applicants
That's-
that
yeah.
I have for fair housing. I just want to
Correct.
make sure that
Yeah.
that's what you are all in agreement on.
Yes.
And Clemson. Okay, so then we have a motion. And a second.
Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Moving on to item 16, public comment. Do we have anyone wishing to make a comment in the audience? Those wishing to make a comment or ask a question on matters of concern, please raise your hand to be called upon. Begin by stating your full name and address, and you'll have up to 3 minutes to comment or ask a question, and are kindly asked to refrain from disorderly or disruptive conduct. Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Gail Rusi, League of Women Voters. I just wanted to say I appreciate the signage. Maybe I just noticed it, but it looks really good. I think it would help people find the building and know what's there. So thank you.
Thanks for that feedback. Yeah, Amy was very instrumental in getting that executed, and I think it looks great as well.
We've been working on that for a little over a year, and Linda Berhaney started it, and then we finished it, and it looks really good.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, thank you.
Before we adjourn, I don't think we talked about the tax relief provisions we were trying to implement last week by suppressing the JFS levy, and we weren't really sure if that was going to get accepted by the state or not. So by way of an update, it was accepted by the state. I feel like it was, stars sort of had to align for all of that to happen as far as our staff working together with the auditor's staff, the prosecutor's office, and then getting that cooperation on the state level. And also, I think, Trumbull County and Geauga County dropping the ball, which allowed us to sneak in and get our tax form amended. So I think that's a big win for the county, for this office, but more importantly for taxpayers.
Yeah, and if we go back about 3 years, that's Tim, Ralph, and I asked the Budget Commission to work on something, and this is what they came up with. So hats off to them and all the collaboration from our office with the Budget Commission to do it again. And the 1.7, I think, is the right thing to do. A little tax relief for the county residents, and it's all good. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So much.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.